Hello, everyone. This is Talking with Tam coming to you from Mitchell County. And this evening, I have with me Glenda Shuffler with the Mitchell County Project. She is the Mitchell County Project Coordinator for the Mitchell County Opioid Substance Use Planning Needs Project. Welcome, Glenda. It's great to have you here this evening.
Thank you very much. And Tammy, I can't thank you enough for this opportunity to share some information to our citizens of the county about a very important initiative that is taking place currently and what the ask of that initiative is. So if it's okay, I would love to share a little bit about how the initiative came about and really what we're trying to accomplish with this initiative for Mitchell County.
That would be great. Thank you for giving us this time and opportunity to bring this information to the public. So yeah, definitely take it away and let us know what's going on.
Absolutely. So well, Tammy, as you know, we should all be aware that, many Mitchell County residents have experienced and continue to experience enormous social, health, economic burden resulting from drug-related use, overdose, treatment, recovery, and other costs. In fact, substance use has been named as a community health priority for approximately 13 years as per the Mitchell County Community Health Assessment. So again, I just want to reiterate that, this is a problem that we all should stand up and take notice of. And now I want to share with you that we have an opportunity in our county to make a change. And that opportunity has come to us in 2021. The National Opioid Settlement federal funding was announced. And of course, Mitchell County and counties across North Carolina are going to be on the receiving end of this opioid settlement funds that will be distributed over an 18-year period. Okay. And each year, the county is slated to receive funding, and we should, as the plan is today, receive about $1.6 million. So enough funds to really make a change.
Right.
And you may say, okay, well, what does that change look like? And this is where we're actually going through an assessment of understanding what are the greatest needs in Mitchell County around substance use. So we received a grant from Dogwood Health Trust in 2022, and we are utilizing that grant to do just that, to understand and hear from the people on what are our greatest needs so that we can make recommendations to the commissioners on what and how can we see change for the better around substance use in Mitchell County and for our residents. So from that, what we want to do is to understand, and we're asking our citizens to get involved.
Right.
Okay? So I want to make very clear that, again, from the project and from the study that we're completing, the initiative is paid fully by a grant to Mitchell County. And we took phase one earlier this year to say, okay, where and what information do we have already in place? So we got together with a lot of our community partners that have done past studies, whether it's this year, last year, even as far back as 2021, to understand how can we better educate the public on what we know today. So we do offer those stats, and they're quite alarming. For example, I'd like to share one with you.
Okay.
Is through our findings and input from our community partners is that approximately 73% of all children in Mitchell County into the DSS custody comes because of substance use.
Wow.
Now that's an alarming amount, don't you think?
Very high.
It is a high number that it's like, oh my gosh, would the general public be aware of that? It's a serious problem.
Yes.
And again, it's impacted the majority of us in the county in one way, shape, or another. So if I go back to what I will refer to, Tammy, as phase one,
right?
We got together with a large group of community partners, and the list, we appreciate them so much. It include, and I'll name a few, not to leave others out, but like the health department, DSS, Via Health, MCHP, PATH, law enforcement, and health department. We had the Correctional Institute with us. Anyone and everyone that actually is involved with substance use, like on a daily basis type of thing,
Right.
to bring their value to us and to compile all of these stats. And the full report is available to any of our citizens on the Mitchell County website under the page of drugs. And that page is going to be critical as I explain to you what we're doing in phase 2 in trying to better inform our community and also to get them to participate. And I'll tell you why it's so important for people to participate in this phase 2.
Sure.
So again, I want to say thank you very much to the community partners that helped us to compile this detailed report. Also with the report, we have a list of resources. So if we have someone out there that is needing help,
Right.
that they now can go and they know they have a list of resources they can call and contact to try to get help. So to me, community awareness, providing that to them is very important.
Critical.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we all have times in our life that, hey, we need help.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is that we help them to understand where to go to get that help.
And let me say that in this video, we will link you to the link to help you with those, where the resources are, where this study is, I should say. That will all be here in our video and in the comments. So just be looking for those, and we'll definitely highlight and let you know what's what, so there's no question of where to go. So go ahead.
Absolutely. Sure, absolutely. So as I mentioned, we received the grant from Dogwood Health Trust, and we partnered with Western North Carolina Health Network to really kind of guide us through the valuable pieces of these 2 phases so that we can get the results and make recommendations to take action on in regards to how do we disperse this opioid settlement funding most appropriately for the people and our needs in this county.
Sure.
So that was phase 1. I'd like to get into a little deeper phase 2, if I may.
Sure.
And what that phase consists of, again, we're still working with our partner, Western North Carolina Health Network, and we have compiled a variety of different groups of people, again, that are exposed to substance use on a daily basis, have a lot of valuable input based on what they live every day. It could be a counselor, that is dealing with substance use and trying to help, whether it's our youth, whether it's older individuals, whether it's caregivers that are taking care of children because of substance use, and so forth. In this phase 2, we are asking for any of our citizens that have a lived experience with substance use to tell their story. And in phase 2, what we did is that we got together with Yancey County, and we are working together for the 2 of us to accomplish the same goal.
Which is fantastic.
Awesome. That is right. So
Yeah.
Mitchell County and Yancey County have come together to work through this project, this phase 2 of this project together.
Yeah.
And so it's one link for all of our citizens in the 2 counties to come together and to share what their lived experience is. So let me take a step back, Tammy, in regards to when I'm talking about lived experience, what does that mean?
Right.
Right? So that could mean that anyone that, like a family member, it could be a first responder, it could be a current user, it could be a past user, it could be somebody in recovery, it could be a grandparent raising, again, a child, it could be, again, a counselor, it could be anyone, again, that has been impacted in their lives because of substance use.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Okay? And they have a story to tell.
That's right.
And what I didn't want to do as the project coordinator is that I did not want an outsider to come and say, okay, what our needs really are.
Right.
We really want our community members to tell us their story. And from those stories, we have a team that's trained in making sense of those stories.
Okay.
Okay, we'll come together mid-November. And of course, I would open it up if anyone is interested in being a part of what we're calling the sense-making team.
Okay.
To actually reach out, get in touch with me. I'm happy to give you more details about that piece. That is a very critical piece, and it's not going to be an easy piece. Those telling the stories, I commend you. I know it's not easy. It can be very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
It can be an experience that you really would like to forget in some cases.
Right.
So I commend you if you can tell your story. That is only going to make it better for all of our futures, including our children, our grandchildren, to say, okay, we can make a change here. That's based right. on what they have experienced.
And they can tell their story anonymously, or they can contact you. Am I correct?
Well, all stories that are told will be, the individuals that telling the stories will be anonymous.
Okay.
We are not asking for anyone's names, and therefore, please do not think that there's any other objective. It's really just to hear your story. If they're even, Tammy, to take it a step further, when people get into telling the story, they may name individuals.
Right.
That those names will be blacked out. That's a part of your story. It could be a lot of people in your circle or in your family that's been impacted. We do not want any opportunity for people to say, well, I know whose story that is.
Right.
That is not what we're looking to do.
Right.
So we will actually remove names if they're accidentally put in the story.
Okay.
But when an individual starts telling the story, they are not asked anywhere to tell their name.
So you and your committee have made it a safe place for people to share their story, which I think is critical,
Yes.
especially in both Yancey and Mitchell County. But we all need a safe place, and that's I truly appreciate that you guys are doing that. That's why I want to help any way I can, and I appreciate you letting me talk to you so that we can share the information with others.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much.
That's great. So it's very important for people to remember that, again, your name will not be included.
Yeah.
I also want to share that the forms when you go in to tell your story, and we'll tell you in just a moment where you can actually go and submit your story, is both available in Spanish and English.
That's awesome. Yes. Very critical.
It is.
Yes.
Because again, with the impact this has on anyone and everyone in the county, it's important to know that, hey, you have a voice.
That's right.
We're asking you to please express your voice. This is one opportunity, and we all know this does not come along very often, that, hey, speak up. Please just speak up. We are collecting stories through November the 11th, and then the following week is when the sense-making team will start making sense of those stories. Okay. And from the stories and making sense, this is how we're going to be able to make recommendations. Both counties will make the recommendations to their commissioners. Okay. Because it is a requirement from the federal government that is providing the opioid settlement funding, is that a plan has to be adopted before any of the funding can be spent.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we will be bringing forth to the commissioners, I like to say, no more than 3 recommendations of where we feel the biggest needs are, so that they can adopt the plan. Because Tammy, we all know that you cannot throw a little bit of money or put a little bit of money on any given recommendation and make change. Right. So we really want to focus on, a couple of recommendations to where we will see some good change based on the needs that our community members have told us.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's fantastic, because it's not a cookie cutter approach. And right. I am very excited to see that this is the approach that you guys have taken for our community and for those. I mean, when you say the numbers, it's hard to even fathom that's that high. And if you think about it, just about every one of us have been affected. What the bottom line is, it really has affected just about everybody.
You are correct, because it's hard, to say, well, no, I haven't. But look around where you live, our neighbors.
Yeah.
It could be potentially. Again, it could be someone that goes to your church.
Right.
It could be so many different networks that you maybe haven't really stopped to think about. Okay, yes, I know this has impacted my community because of this, this, and this.
Right.
And a lot of times it's hard to stop and think like that.
Yeah.
But it is a serious matter within our county, and this is a great opportunity for all of us to do something about it. Yeah. And if you have not been impacted by substance use, then help us spread the word.
Yes, definitely. Social media, it'll be on all the different platforms. So please, if you see this, share it, texting, email, whatnot. And again, it's for Yancey and Mitchell County. It's not just Mitchell County that we're speaking to. So all of our friends and neighbors and families in the 2 counties, please share this. And we thank you.
Absolutely.
And I know you have some more information, so go right ahead.
Sure.
Glenda.
I would like to just share with you the website address, because on that address you can again go in and submit your story. We have a lot of materials such as posters that are being distributed in many forms and fashion. We have them in the libraries. We have actually provided the libraries iPads. So if we have someone that would love to share their story and they don't maybe have the tools, they may not have access, to the internet or whatever, please go to the library. No questions asked. They're dedicated for this project to go in and use the tool and submit your story online. If anyone needs a hard copy, I am more than happy to get to you the paper copy so that you can submit your story. Okay. You just have to get it back to me. We will do anything and everything to make it accessible for anyone to tell their story.
Okay.
And again, it's so critical that you have your voice, you express your voice. On the flyer and posters that you will see in multiple organizations around Mitchell County and Yancey County, you'll see the same posters. We also have a QR code. That QR code will be available on our website as well. So even Yancey County folks, go to www.mitchellcountync.gov/drugs. All of this great information that is applicable for both counties, because we're asking the citizens of both communities, both counties, to tell their story. You will find that information available to you. And on the Mitchell County website, you can also find my contact information. If you're in Yancey County, you can also, the project coordinator for Yancey would make herself available to make sure that you've got the information, whether that's a paper copy to tell your story. You can definitely reach out to her. Okay. And we're both willing. The county commissioners are backing this, as well as the county managers. They have been behind this project since day one.
That's awesome. That's
absolutely awesome. So we want to make sure that you have access and that you understand about the project and that you're comfortable in submitting your story.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us, Glenda?
Well, no, I just want to say thank you tremendously for giving us this opportunity to share this important initiative and to ask people, like I said, we're going to collect stories through November the 11th. Stories are anonymous and they're available in English and Spanish. If you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we'll make sure we get the information to you. And thank you for sharing about this. Spread the word.
Yeah. Yep, that's critical. Spread the word. And time is of the essence, like we said. So the sooner you can help spread the word, the quicker you can get the stories and be ready to then make sense of them.
That's right. Make sense and make that recommendation, so that the recommendations at this point will be presented in the first quarter of next year to the commissioners.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. And everyone, thank you. Remember, Glenda shared the link and the QR code and how to and the date, and we will also drop it here in the video so that if you need to come back to it, it's there and you can just press on the button. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Glenda.
Thank you for having me.
And everyone be safe. Take care.
Thank you.